Medicare Misty.
I'd like to welcome you to the club. Call Medicare Misty for all your Medicare needs.
Travis Mullis back on the show with us this morning with Chattanooga Water Heater Company, and he always comes with some advice to share and some reassurances to offer. So good to see you.
Hey, good morning, you as well.
So the advice to share is, please, after you watch us today, go check your hot water heater.
Go look at it. You know, when was the last time that you went out and took a glance at your water heater? Do you even know where it's at? A lot of them are underneath the house, in a basement, kind of some odd locations. Get a flashlight and go out, look around it.
So I would think ignorantly that it's kind of the same song, same verse every month of the year, but you are finding that this time of year what's getting a lot of people is that holiday travel. They've been away from their house,
right?
And it's the pressure regulating.
Yeah, so when you're not consuming any water in the house, not using any sinks, flushing any toilets, you're setting at a static pressure, should be 60 psi. So you've got street pressure that is much higher. It goes through a device that regulates that pressure. That valve can be weak, and with it in an extended period of time of you just setting there at a static pressure, it could let too much pressure by. And at that point, you start to form a leak, a lot of times typically at the water heater, because it has a thermal and pressure safety valve on the water heater itself. So that's, in most cases, the first leak point within your home system.
And you were saying that your water heater can leak, but you'll still have hot water,
right.
so you might not know.
Exactly. So at that point, you know, you could be looking at thousands of dollars worth of property damage. It's just one of those where most water heaters are kind of tucked away, out of the way. That way you've got more storage space, whatever the case is. Nobody wants it just out in the wide open. And at that point, if the floor is sloped one way or another, it could be back there leaking. You have no idea until you end up with warped hardwood floors.
He's doing like this to me because it happened to us at our old house. It was this darling 1940 hardwood floors cottage, but the laundry room was kind of a makeshift thing in a way.
Yep.
And the water heater was behind the washing machine underneath the staircase, so you don't go back there often.
Correct.
Raising our kids, we're not paying attention to that stuff.
Right.
And then the hardwood floors began to buckle.
Exactly.
We had a leak, a pretty bad one.
So get the flashlight, or at least the cell phone with the light on it. Just go out and look around the base of it. You know, providing that the water heater's put in right, there should be a copper pipe that's either going to come from the top center over and down to the floor, or it's going to be in the front right-hand side directed down at the floor. Look at that area particularly, because that is that safety valve, and if you have the high pressure, it is going to start leaking out of that, you know, at the first point.
Okay, I want to talk about you for a second, and then I want to talk about the high pressure question. Okay. But on your part of it, I know one thing you preach too is get your water heater flushed.
Correct.
If you haven't done that, if you come to do that, and if you come to do that, is that something you'll be checking?
Yes. So anytime that we enter your home, we've got a simple pressure gauge that we're going to, you know, hook up to the water heater, monitor the pressure, see where it's at. A lot of people live with high pressure, almost like your body. You may have high blood pressure and you really didn't know it. Same situation. The way that faucet fixtures are built, they're built to use low flow. That way you're not using so much water. So you can put a lot of pressure behind most sink faucet shower heads. You may not really even notice that you have the high pressure, but the gauge doesn't lie.
Yeah.
So, that can save a lot of other plumbing issues like toilet fill valves, burst lines, a lot of other things in the home.
Well, so where we live now, I think that I'm right in saying this. I've heard neighbors say that we have a lot of high pressure.
Yes.
From where we are. You know where I live.
Oodlewampin?
Yeah.
Oodlewampin is very high.
And I think a lot of people actually have like backup pressure valves.
A lot of times they have to do a two-valve system because street pressures can be so high. You know, it's kind of the cat and mouse game as far as there's minimum pressure guidelines that the utility companies have to meet. They're far exceeding that. You know, so too low pressure can be an issue. Too high pressure is an issue as well. But the biggest thing is knowing that Chattanooga Water Heater Company, we help with those pressure issues. We do thousands of these devices a year.
You help. You could have stopped with just at Chattanooga Water Heater Company.
We help. We help.
Because one of the things that Travis is just really determined every time he comes here is to educate you, because he's watched the industry get more and more expensive. He doesn't
Correct.
want to see you have to spend that kind of money on a new water heater just because your old one
Exactly.
broke too early.
A lot of times we'll get a call, XYZ company just put the water heater in, but they can't keep it from leaking. We come out 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10, high pressure. We resolve it for them.
Okay, so whether you've used him from the get-go or not, he can be your go-to now.
Give us a call.
All right, Travis, thanks for the advice.
You're welcome.
Okay, Chattanooga Water Heater Company, there's our phone number, 423-718-7342, ChattanoogaWaterHeaterRepair.com. Good deal.
Technology is everywhere. Count on Local 3 News to help you get the most of it. Ways to make life easier, save some money, and protect your family